It's Decision Point again on Lagos Television, and we're happy that you can join us at this moment. My name is Omolola Rosanwo. Our focus today will be a post-mortem of the Osun Governorship elections that took place on Saturday, the 15th of August. Of course, we know that 15 political parties took part in that election, and out of that, it was actually a three-horse race between just three major political parties for that Osun Governorship election on that Saturday, with Governor Ademola Adeleke of the Accord Party returning for another term of 4 years, having left the crisis-ridden PDP, which brought him to power some 4 years before then. Adeleke defeated other contestants, which was keenly contested, although which had pre-election violence in some parts of Osun State. But before we go into the details of that, we have somebody that also was in Osun State that will be giving us some information of how it happened there. But before then, let's quickly take tidbits and also one of a video clip from the governor of Osun State, Adeleke, before I introduce our guest. Please stay tuned.
Victory for Osun people that stood by me, that say, Imole, you have done a lot for us. You have given us the dividend of democracy in terms of infrastructure, improving our education, agriculture, and so forth. So this is the Osun people saying thank you, Mr. Governor, to thank Mr. President. Mr. President has called me and he has congratulated me. And thank you, Mr. President, for making sure democracy lives on, because you fought for it.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu congratulates Adeleke, says Osun election reflects will of the people. The president wishes Adeleke success during the second term, urging him to unite the people of the state irrespective of their political affiliation. INEC Chairman Amukwiton declares Osun election situation room closed, ending the Commission's central monitoring and oversight operations. He urges staff to sustain a higher level of vigilance, transparency, professionalism, and commitment while maintaining strict neutrality in the discharge of their responsibilities. Governor Adeleke extends olive branch to his opponent, calling for peace and unity following weeks of pre-election violence and political tension. He pledges to build on his achievements and correct his shortcomings, promises that Osun would witness accelerated development. Speaker of the Edo State House of Assembly, Blessing Agbebaku, resigns from office amid lawmakers' plot to impeach him. Agbebaku tendered his resignation as reports emerged that some assembly members were making moves to remove him through impeachment proceedings.
Welcome back. We have it on authority that Edo State House of Assembly has a new speaker. He has a new speaker and he's been sworn in. We'll give you details in subsequent reports that we'll have on Lagos Television. Let's go back to Osun State. I told you earlier that 15 political parties took part in that election, and it was actually a three-horse race. And from there, we had the Accord Party, we had the APC, and we also had the ADC. And looking at that, we had a whole lot of things that happened underneath even before the election. We're doing post-analysis now. Let's quickly know what happened there and how we can find a way out of this quagmire that comes when elections hold in Nigeria. I have a guest in the studio. He was an observer in Osun State. He just came back, and of course, he will be discussing some of the things he saw on ground there. I have Comrade Shola Omolola. He is the Executive Director, Center for Leadership and Democratic Ethics. He is also an election observer in Osun State. Shola, nice to have you on Decision Point, rather.
Thank you very much.
Yes, you were in Osun State, and just like I said, a whole lot of things happened there. Now, before that election, what happened? Because it built up to that election, and even when the election was on, what were the things you quickly noticed?
Well, there was so much tension in the land prior to the election because of the series of security threats that has been happening. And because the hype of the federal might and the belief that maybe the INEC too may pander to the federal might, so there was a lot of tension on ground. But as God will have it, a day to the election, there was serious security on ground. Even those of us that were observers, at every checkpoint, they will check us, they will check our tag before we are allowed to move. So there was massive security on ground. And then the people of Osun State must be commended because they show high level of political maturity. And they were resolved to make sure that they will come out en masse and vote the governor of their choice, which they did.
Okay.
So I commend them for that high level of political maturity in Osun State. I've never seen it in the last few years that I've been. I was in Ekiti, I was in Edo, I was in Edo, but Osun people have shown that they really understand what it is, and they know that their vote is their power, and they did it.
Yes, what really happened? Because you said they came out. Yes, we understand that they came out, but before that election, there were lots of killings, which created the tension that you talked about.
Yes.
What necessitated the killings?
The idea of that we must win this election. Either parties was desperate to win the election.
Okay, you mean the two
Yeah, the
main
two
political
leading parties.
Okay.
They were at loggerheads. One was trying to use the federal might, supposedly. The other one was trying to use the people's might on ground. So there were a lot of skirmishes on ground. And you know that Osun State is a civil service state. So it's not like Lagos that is possible that everybody's minding their own business. But Osun, the civil service, the civil servants there have a lot of hold on the people. The civil servant will have a wife, with 2 children, has a mechanic, has somebody. So they affect a lot of people there. And they were able to dictate to them that this is what we want.
Through their ballots?
Through the ballot. And they did it very well.
Okay.
Even the idea of the vote buying, at least I was in Ekiti, it was not, we were seeing people carrying cash in Ekiti. We hardly see any cash in Osun. It's not as if there was no vote buying, but they were discreet about it.
But you also had security operatives in plain clothes monitoring those.
Yes, and they did very well. But the vote buying in Osun was more discreet than what we had in Ekiti. You hardly see anybody carrying cash around, but there was vote buying, I can tell you.
You said something about federal might, and that you said they were apprehensive before then.
Yes,
but that federal might did not happen because I was opportune to listen to what Mr. President said, that he wasn't going to interfere in anything. So that could have given them confidence because there wasn't any federal might. Even if people were touting federal might, it didn't come to power. It didn't come to play because the president said he was not going to interfere. What's your own take on this?
You know that before now, any party that is in the federal and there's an election in the state, they will always be mouthing that there will be federal might because they know that the person at the presidency is in their party. So they will think that naturally they will support whatever shenanigans they bring to the table. But the Mr. President has been able to prove that no, he's not going to abuse his office. You go out, campaign for your people. If they vote for you, good. If they don't vote for you, no problem. But I'm not going to abuse my office. I'm not going to interfere in the security. I'm not going to tell INEC what to do. I'm not going to be part of it. Whatever happens, the decision of the people is what I'm going to abide with. And he did that. And prior to the election, when EFCC said they have clamped down on the
account says, okay.
know that Mr. President quickly waded in, said no, the timing is wrong. What we are doing is right to curb corruption, whatever, but the timing is wrong. Please clamp down on that. After the election, if you have any issue.
But from what you have just said, that some people, Nigeria is so diverse that some lawyers, some people have started saying, look, Mr. President doesn't have power to even tell EFCC to stop. Why did he tell him to stop and stuff like that? Those things also paraded the airways, the social media, and well, I don't know, from your own perspective.
I sympathize with those people because the president is the father of the nation. And he will not allow any part of the country to be engulfed in any crisis. That single statement that he did, that was the tension in Osun State. It's not as if he's not saying that EFCC will not do their work. He emphasized that the timing, few days to the election, is not a good thing. Please, which is good. Yes, I commend the president for taking that position.
Yes, you compared Osun election with Ekiti. You said vote buying and it was district in district in. Even if it's district, should it happen?
Well, I think we are getting there. It was not this district before. Before it was openly done. But in Osun State, some people collected money from APC. They did not vote for them. They voted for the party they wanted to vote for. That is an advancement in our thinking.
Okay.
So if politicians know that this my vote buying may not even give me the votes, eventually it will stop.
Okay. They did also go the other way. You said they collected money from. Can you substantiate it?
It goes the other way. The two leading parties engaged in vote buying.
Okay.
But one did more than the other.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that vote buying should be abolished totally. But it's not a guarantee for you that if you want to buy the vote, that they will even vote for you. They will collect that money.
Okay.
They may not vote for you. When they have seen that in Osun, if they see that in 2-3 subsequent elections, they will stop buying votes. Anybody will go and vote for the rest of their choice.
Conscience.
Yes,
vote their conscience rather than money.
Yes.
Okay, inducing votes.
Yes.
Okay, yes. I'd like to also take you up on the number of people that came out to vote. From the reports of INEC, we had about 1.8 million eligible voters that collected their permanent voter cards.
Yes.
But if you look at the figure that INEC released, we had a total votes of just 985,079. Imagine, out of 1.8 million votes. Now, if you look at that situation, we'll see Governor Adeleke polling 511,067 votes. We saw the APC, Bola Oyebamiji, polling 444,815 votes. And we also saw the ADC, or Najim Salam, polling just 17,180 votes. If you look at the total, it's 985,079 votes. Is it worth it? Because if you have so much.
It's if you go by how our people come out to vote, this is a good turnout. Yes, I can say, even in Lagos State, how many people, we don't record more than this even in Lagos State elections. So it's a massive turnout for us to have this kind of votes in Osun. That is to tell you that the parties really did their work.
Okay.
They mobilized the people. And even the people mobilized themselves.
Okay.
They wanted to come and vote who they want to be the governor. And it showed in the result of the election. I agree with you that we have not gotten there already. We should have gotten more than that. But it is still a very good good number that we got in Osun State. Yes.
Okay, well, it's a good starting point that
Yes.
if more people can come out,
course.
yes, Nigerian elections will get
Yes,
better.
yes.
There will be more confidence
Yes,
in
yes.
the system. Now, how do you assess the role of INEC in terms of preparation pre, during, and yes, and of course after the election? What's your own assessment?
Yes, the perception that we had before the election, that a lot of people have, I've always believed in the independence of INEC. But a lot of people don't trust INEC. The 2023 election, a lot of people did not agree with what happened, the failure of to upload whatever, not knowing that it is what it is written down that really matters. If INEC had allowed the breaching to continue, the numbers would have been something they cannot. But at the end of the day, the perception of that was that INEC was biased.
Was INEC really biased?
In my own take, they were not. And prior to this election, there were reasons that this INEC is even an APC member because of something. So a lot of people doubted INEC. But between me and you now, all observers on ground, everybody on ground, clapped for INEC on that Saturday because they did excellently well. Everything was transparent. Nobody can accuse INEC of anything except for a few breaches here and there, which is natural. But they got about 70% from my own assessment. They did very well.
70% from your own
Yes,
assessment.
yes.
Some would have given them maybe 80 or 70 or 60 or
even
more, or
But
90.
because I was on ground, and because I saw that they came early, they were doing what they were supposed to do. In all the places we went to, the INEC people did very well. Security was on ground, everybody, and the people cooperated with them. So INEC did very well, and we hope that they will be able to carry this kind of behavior into the general election, so that the perception of 2023 that they were biased will not be there. And if people trust INEC, they will come out more, thinking that their vote will eventually count.
Okay, the Osun election was just one of the off-season elections, off-cycle elections. I'm wondering how INEC, do you think INEC can really cope and to have this kind of preparation when it comes to having a general election that will have to do with a whole lot of 36 states, including the FCT, which is Abuja? Do you think INEC has the muscle to do this?
Well, what I would say is that the people must be ready to cooperate with INEC to achieve their maximum results, because INEC is also part of the general society. This present INEC, before now, has evolved. And what we witnessed on Saturday is achievable in the general election. But the people must trust INEC. They must believe in INEC, and they must cooperate with INEC. When they say, okay, come on, if they want to capture you and there's an issue, calm down. It's a system that can have issues. Let them test with another person. Be patient with INEC. Understand with them that systems can have issues. If we cooperate with them, I know that they are going to do very well, and at the end of the day, Nigerians will be better for it. And I think they have the capacity.
Okay, yeah, yes, it's good to know that INEC can do more and get better as we get to 2027. Yes, those glitches or the hiccups that you said you noticed, what were the things, and what do you think INEC can adjust on?
It's just for maybe they can improve on the systems. Maybe there are new ones. Maybe those ones are outdated or something. Maybe they have to work on the internet they are using.
Do they really use internet? Because I'm told that no, they don't make use of internet. Okay. That everything has been programmed into the system.
That they are programming, they must always make it function with the present situation. They must always update.
So program. Are you saying that in terms of software, that they must also upgrade their software? Yes, okay.
In terms of software, because the personnel they have brought, they've trained them.
Okay.
They did proper training for the personnel, but the software should also be upgraded so that it will not give too many issues. Because in some places, our people may not be patient to allow them to take time. They want to get there do it, vote and go. Some people don't have. So when the system is there, you assure them that they should not worry that it's just a few minutes. Give us 5 minutes, we'll rectify. And they were able to do that. There was a place we got to, there were issues. He called them.
Which area? We need to be
in
clear.
Egbedore.
Egbedore.
Yes, local
okay,
government.
in Osun.
They had issues there. He called the leader, and in about 15 minutes they came rectified, and the voting continued. So it was prompt. They promptly responded where there are issues.
Okay.
So if that can be done, then if the people trust INEC, they will cooperate with them. And when they cooperate with them, it will be better for Nigeria.
Okay, in those places that there were no issues at all, what was the average time of attendance for them to be attended to and vote?
It's an average time of 3 to 5 minutes maximum.
Okay.
3 to 5 minutes maximum. So it doesn't take time. There is accreditation and voting at the same time. So it doesn't take time. When they capture you, they check, and you vote, and you go. It doesn't, in average of 3 to 5 minutes, you are through.
Well, did you witness anywhere anybody was arrested for malpractice or trying to play smart?
Personally, we did not witness that, but we heard of places like in Modakeke, in a lot of places like that, about 3 or 4 local governments that they had issues that police had to intervene and stuff like that. But where we were, the people.
Where were you? Where were you?
I was in Osogbo. I was posted to Osogbo, basically.
Okay.
But because we were mobile, we went to Egbedore.
Okay.
We went to Olaunda.
Okay.
It's also part of Osogbo. Then we went to Edo too.
Okay. I know Osun has about 30 local governments.
Yes, they have 30.
Okay. So in all the 30 local
We went
governments.
to about 5 local governments.
Okay, you were able to just get
Yes,
it
yes.
to 5.
Yes.
And from the reports you got from your fellow observers, what was their feelers?
Feelers was that everything went well except some few skirmishes here and there. So in totality, it was a very good outing. INEC did their part. The people played their part. The security personnel played their part. So in all, I think it was a good election.
Okay, let me take you to the security guys. How did they respond to issues? Because I know that they were trained to know how to talk to people and to calm them down even if there were issues. They had trainings like 3 or 4 before the election.
Yes, and you know that the CP was changed before the election. So I think that also allowed the people to have confidence in the security, because they didn't trust the CP. They were thinking that the CP was pandering to the APC, federal might, whatever.
But it didn't turn out like that.
It didn't turn out like that. The new CP, I think, was able to come in and talk to his people. And the security people, they did very well. Not only police, even NSCDC and the Federal Road Safety, EFCC, they all did a very good job. I commend them.
Okay, so what do you think are the lessons we're taking away from this Osun elections as we prepare for next year's general elections?
Yes. What I want to say is that anybody who's in government, you must know that you are there because of the people. And that played out for the governor in Osun State. The incumbency factor is there for any government in power. And all the civil servants there, they commended him that he was not owing salary, he was paying pensions, he was paying arrears owed by 10 years ago. When a civil servant in Osun State that has retired now saw millions in his account, money owed 10 years ago that has accrued, a government now comes in and pay them. You know that they will be all out for that kind of government.
Yeah,
so any government must make sure that the welfare of the people must be your priority. This government has showed that it means well for the people. And the infrastructure development in Osun State, I don't think they have seen that before.
Okay, so
road infrastructure, health infrastructure, was building the schools, remodeling schools, everything. So they felt that it means well for them. So they felt that they should pay him back
with the
by
votes,
giving them
by
their
giving,
votes.
okay.
Yes,
So
that's
those
right.
factors aided his re-election
Yes, yes,
as the
yes,
governor of Osun State.
Yes.
I want to thank you so much. Thank you. The time is not really on our side. I want to thank you, Comrade Shola Omolola, Executive Director, Center for Leadership and Democratic Ethics, and also an election observer in the just concluded Osun election. Thank you for coming on Decision Point.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yes, on that note, we have come to the end of Decision Point. 767 and 112 are still the lines, so always call in times of emergency. Ensure you also prepare so that you can be part of those that will change Nigeria for the better. Get your PVC, vote for the candidates of your choice, and Nigeria will also move forward. I am Omolola Rosowo, signing out.